How about them Cowboys? Is this it? Is this it for the Dallas Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Dak Prescott has been franchise tagged. There are all sorts of MVP chatter about this guy. All sorts, because he's got Zeke Elliott in the prime of his career. He's got Amari Cooper in the prime of his career. Yeah, Amari Cooper's been around forever. He's like the Ronnie Cycli of receivers. He's been around for years, but he's still young.
He's 25.
That's it. That's it. Michael Gallup, now with CeeDee Lamb, too. That's a heck of a trio at receiver. Defensively, they are deep at the line position. They're deep. Aldon Smith's coming back. Everybody rooting for him now that he's sober and clean and trying to make sure the quarterback's not clean. DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory apparently back in the mix. Up front with Jalen Smith. If Leighton Vander Esch is healthy, that's a hell of a fast front seven that could make up for a back end that they could add Earl Thomas to. Is this the year the Cowboys finally get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1995?
Get your damn act together.
This is it for Dallas. Mike McCarthy is there, so they can't, you Cowboys fans, and yeah, I'm looking at you, TJ Jefferson. Cowboys fans can't sit there and blame anything on the Clapper. He's the offensive coordinator now in New Jersey for the Giants, the Big Blue. Saquon Barkley, year 3. Can he, with Daniel Jones, play a full year together and put a dynamic offense out there for a new coach in Joe Judge from the Belichick family tree? I don't think the Giants are going to be a playoff contender this year, but perhaps they could put enough together to start moving in the right direction as opposed to back into the top 10 of a draft. This is not the usual neck of the woods for the Giants fans. But seeing how this grows together, Joe Judge, along with this offense and what he might be able to do special teams and defense, his forte. Let's see what the Giants will look like in 2020. The Philadelphia Eagles, who with Carson Wentz and a bunch of guys wearing name tags at wide receiver and Miles Sanders putting an offense together. Zach Ertz at tight end catching 100 passes. Running it back with Doug Peterson in that offense, and defensively, will they be able to stay healthy enough? Will they be able to pull off yet another NFC East division win in a way that nobody is expecting? Can Carson Wentz stay healthy for a second consecutive year? That would be a rarity. We shall see. And then it is the first instance, I believe, in the history of the National Football League for a franchise to go into the season without a nickname. No team name. Washington team name. Washington football team. Ron Rivera, we are hoping that you are healthy, sir, because it's a very, very large task for you to have to be hale and healthy and a vigorous personality in that locker room. For a team that needs this, the franchise is absolutely the proverbial dumpster fire. There's no other way to describe it. And Dwayne Haskins, rumored to be not the first choice of Jay Gruden whatsoever, which is why Jay Gruden is now the offensive coordinator in many ways in Jacksonville. He is the first choice. Can Alex Smith actually get back on the field for this team? Who's playing running back? What will this team look like in any way, shape, or form? I have no idea, but it's a crucial one for this franchise that is absolutely in flux. NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings, 4 new starters on defense. 4. One of them, however, is named Yannick Ngakoue. I think they win this division. I'm wondering how they're going to make up for the loss of Stephon Diggs. We shall see on that front. Big year for Dalvin Cook and this man, Kirk Cousins. A lot of people believe they should win this division. Kirk Cousins is the quarterback of a should-win team.
You like that?
Dalvin Cook, if he does not stay healthy, this is a big problem, and he has had a problem staying healthy. No Stephon Diggs. I still think that they should win this division defensively. They are a terrific team, and the coach knows how to coach them up there. If they don't win, it's Green Bay's division, I believe. How pissed off is Aaron Rodgers? That, to me, is the storyline for the Green Bay Packers 2020. Just how pissed off is Aaron Rodgers?
I like that.
He said yesterday that he played the, we're under the radar card yesterday. And they are, because they didn't get him any help in the first 2 rounds of the draft. And I say that with all due respect to A.J. Dillon, as Steve Mariucci referred to him, A.J. Dillon, on our NFL Game Day morning PR Zoom yesterday. Dillon is a third. They got a guy for Aaron Rodgers who's going to basically play on third down. That's all they got him. That's the help they got him. And defensively, can they pull it together for Matt LaFleur again? 13 wins for this team last year. Almost a 1 seed. Let's see what they look like this year. The 2020 season for the Detroit Lions, the sky is high. The Honolulu blue skies are out. You, Chris Brockman, think that they are a sleeper team.
Yes.
The Detroit Lions, I do not know at all what the hell's going on with them. But they have hope, and there's a trapdoor that Lions fans think are still there, and it's a crucial season for Matt Patricia. We'll see what he can do. And then the Bears season. Mitchell Trubisky, period, rip the knob off. Because if he does not have a 2020 season that mirrors what happened in 2018, then it's all down to scratch. They might have to rip it down to the studs in Chicago. That's a fact. And the fact that tonight, about $400 million of future net worth, or, pardon me, my bad, $660 million of future net worth
Roughly.
is on a field in 2 forms of quarterbacks that the Bears did not take, is only going to add more pressure to the situation. The NFC South is as great as it's ever been. Tom Brady is in Tampa Bay with Rob Gronkowski back from retirement. Godwin and Evans, if he can get off the soft tissue injury, and O.J. Howard, and Leonard Fournette is added at the last second, and a defense that will not be put on the field in the manner that they were put on the field so many times by Jameis Winston last year, because Tom Brady has thrown 1 fewer interception in the last 4 years than Jameis Winston threw last year alone. You will hear what I think of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when I give you my Super Bowl predictions later on.
Hey,
I
now.
plead the 5th.
I love Bruce Arians. I think it is all set up, and anybody who feels that Tom Brady is set up for a fall, tune in later. The New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees' last ride. That's your 2020 season. They are all in. They almost got Jadeveon Clowney. They tried to get Jadeveon Clowney like Jadeveon Clowney was in the NBA to make some sort of trade to swap a player with the Browns who signed and trade. The NFL basically said that doesn't work that way. We're not in a bubble in Orlando. But this is it. Alvin Kamara supposedly going to be a happy camper. Michael Thomas catches everything. I love Emmanuel Sanders for an addition, and that defense is ready to roll with all their Buckeyes in the back end. Drew Brees' last ride. Can he do it? Can he get the MVP award that's the only thing missing from his first ballot Hall of Fame GOAT trophy case? Then there's the Atlanta Falcons, who finished very strong last year to save Dan Quinn's job. Todd Gurley is in the backfield there. Can he be the TG from Georgia as well as his first couple years with the Rams? Because if he is, this offense is going to be pretty damn tough to stop. With Matt Ryan at quarterback. Defensively, I'll still have some questions about this team, but can they surprise in a division that everybody thinks is a 2-team race, possibly a 3? And then there's the Carolina Panthers, totally restarting from scratch. Talk about ripping it down to the studs. Tell Cam Newton to beat it. Luke Kuechly's retired. Greg Olson's gone. I mean, the only guy that's still there is Christian McCaffrey from the last few years. Can he and Teddy Bridgewater, along with Joe Brady, plucked from the LSU offensive staff, do it for Matt Rule? Let's see how Matt Rule looks like in the 2020 campaign. That's the way that starts. And then the NFC West. I will say it. Toughest division in football. Tougher than the NFC South, you bet, when you've got the defending NFC champs in the San Francisco 49ers, who I think had the best offseason of any, which would make you think that I would choose San Francisco to win the division, but I think Seattle's going to get another MVP campaign from Russell Wilson. And you know who I think is going to have a monster year? Monster year. DK Metcalf is going to have a monster year. Greg Olson's going to open things up at the tight end position if he stays healthy. The running back core, Pete Carroll is just as crazy young as ever. And San Francisco got better, and they're terrific. And they may win the division and may win the NFC and may win it all too. Seattle could win it all. They may win the division. They may win it all too. And the Rams, I think, are actually improved. I think the Rams, you could call them a sleeper team, even though they almost made the playoffs last year. But let's see what Sean McVay does in his third year there. Let's see what it looks like without Todd Gurley. It'll be interesting to see what the running game looks like. No Brandon Cooks. I think you're going to see a lot of Gerald Everett. Keep an eye on him. And then Aaron Donald's as Defensive Player of the Year candidate with Jalen Ramsey, a happy guy in the back end. And lastly, I think the Arizona Cardinals are your sleeper team of the 2020 season in the NFC. DeAndre Hopkins added to this team. Isaiah Simmons, who is tremendous. Put him in the middle of a defense that's got Patrick Peterson behind him and Chandler Jones in front of him. And an offensive line that has improved for Cliff Kingsbury in his second year of an offense with Kyler Murray, I think finishing top 3 in the MVP voting. How it plays with DeAndre Hopkins, to me, is the storyline with Kyler Murray backing up his Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign from last year in 2020. And that's my preview coming into the 2020 season.
Wow.
Take that for data.
No notes.
Oh.
Just wrote down team names on my piece of paper here because I'm 51 years old and I sometimes have a senior moment.
That was impressive.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.